Again, we're just about 2 or 3 minutes away, right here on the PRI Content Creator Stage, presented by Speed Sport, Farm Truck and AZN. We'll be back in just about 2 minutes. I am a big fan of both of these guys. Please put your hands together right now for Farm Truck and AZN. Come on, PRI, you can do a little bit better than that. Come on now. Woo! There we go. AZN, pleasure. Farm Truck, pleasure to meet you, man. Man, I was just saying backstage, man, you guys are just so cool. How much fun is it for you? I know you get to do shows like this all the time, but how much fun is it to come to a big show like PRI?
We have no idea what we're doing. You know, I myself have probably been coming here for the past 15 years.
Yeah.
Right, I've been in the automotive industry. Farm Truck has also been in the automotive industry, but I'm more the business side of things. And so I've always attached myself to the business side of any company I worked for. So whether it was energy suspension, cruiser core, whether it was overlanding, whether it was high performance, I came to the PRI show, the SEMA show.
Yeah.
It's part of tradition, right?
Yeah, yeah. And Farm Truck, you're like me, man. We just show up and do our thing, right?
That's right. Yeah, I like to say, you know, AZN's the business, I'm the rich.
I love that. Hey guys, you know, we are going today to talk about, you know, content, putting content out there, social media. How, like, a lot's changed since you guys first got your start on TV with Discovery and stuff like that, till today. What was it like back then, and what's different today?
I think what's different today, accessibility, right? Cable television has a way of, it's a buffet available at a certain time slot, right? So go get your food at this time, but you're not going to be able to get it later, right? And then the introduction of DVR, but then when social media came out, influencers also began to develop, and nobody understood what that actually meant, right? What is an influencer? What is it? Well, it's actually just the celebrity that you watch. It's the Jersey Shore, but it's available to you at any time. You can record it, you can download it, you can you can replay it, you can bookmark it, right? There's a lot that has changed, and we probably can't go over the full scope on stage today, but right now it's all a cart, right? So it's turned into being what I would consider to be force-fed versus your choice when you want, how you want it.
Do you think putting the content out there, has that helped you guys in your careers?
It's tremendous, but also I think that most people don't realize there's a difference between a television audience and an automotive drag racing audience. It's completely different. Now you can meld the two together a little bit, but we actually had to recreate ourselves via social media, reintroduce ourselves to an audience that we didn't know existed.
Now you said reintroduce yourself. Now you didn't have to recreate yourself, because I can't imagine you guys being somebody else.
Oh no, we only know how to be us. We're not actors.
And that's the biggest thing, and especially putting content out there, right? People don't have to be actors. They see sometimes things on TV and they look so perfect. And then you watch it online and you're like, wait a second.
No, those people are perfect. They're perfect. Yeah.
But they're not perfect. You know, they're you know, they get mad when they lose a race, or there is that drama part of the live streaming. Yeah. For you guys, do you guys mostly like Instagram? Do you tweet, or do you guys do it yourself, or do you have people do it for you?
No, I have to give credit where credit's due. We have a marketing director, Lou 405 Photo, and it's just we were talking about this with the Canon booth, how important it is to turn your influencer program all over. You got to introduce your team. What most people don't realize is when they're watching us, there's someone behind the lens. When they're watching television, when you're watching Survivor, when you're watching, you know, Bear Grylls, there's a crafty cart 20 feet away, right, with a full film crew and an audio guy doing an audio check, right? Like, most people don't see that, and it's even us when we're watching television. We don't always remind ourselves this is a program. There's a lot of people involved, and I think the tables are turning, and it's so important to highlight and give shine to those who are creating the content, not just those who are in front of the lens.
And you're right, creating that team. And I think that's important for everybody at home and here watching, is put together a great team. And it's okay to have a team behind you, even if it is a couple volunteers. You know, so that's a great,
that's right.
You know,
that's right.
A great lesson. And one thing I want to talk about is your new show.
Yeah, so we've been, there's been a lot that's happened. We got this show. It's going to be Street Outlaws Farm Truck and AZN on Discovery Channel. We're excited about it. They tell us it's going to air maybe sometime in January, right? Things get pushed. Hey, we had a whole pandemic that happened in the middle of us manufacturing some of these vehicles in the show itself. So it's going to air, and everybody's excited about it. And it's 8 different unique builds, and it's 8 episodes each. And so we kind of get to show. On Street Outlaws, we had a very tight segment, maybe 5-10 minutes. If you really, a television show is only 40 minutes plus commercials, right? Most people don't do that math either, right? We only made up a very small part of it, which we were okay with for a long period of time until we realized that there's so much more that we can provide. I think Discovery realized that as well, and they kind of gave us our own stage to develop our own creativity, to show more in long form.
How cool is that for you guys? To be able to not just have that 5 or 10 minutes, but to have that whole 40 minutes.
Exhausting.
But you wouldn't change it for the world, right?
What's awesome about it is, us getting our own show. We've had these ideas for these builds in our heads, bouncing around pretty much all of our lives, and they get to come to life.
Yeah.
Which they are very unusual. Some people will like them, and I'm sure that a lot of people won't like some of them. But we built a boat and a prison bus, a burnout car, cannon car, camper car.
Did you say a prison what?
Prison bus.
That's what I thought you said.
Yeah, we found an old prison bus. It's an actual Department of Corrections bus from the state prison in McAlester, Oklahoma. And we made a little hot rod out of it, so.
Farm Truck, I'm laughing because where I'm staying here in Indy, I got this beautiful, beautiful hotel room, right? And I open up the blinds, and there is a jail right outside my window on the top floor. So I couldn't help but to laugh. And
so we can give you a ride back to the hotel.
Right, exactly, back home, but I am on the top floor.
And hey, we even made an attempt to build an electric truck, and we got a lot of help. We got some friends in Texas that loaned a battery to us. We failed miserably, right? But that's us.
Is that okay? Putting content out there, is it okay to fail? Because everybody thinks, including myself, that you have to be perfect at everything you do. To me, though, you have to show people that we're real. Just like a phone going off in an interview.
That's right.
I mean,
we're hoping you didn't hear that.
I mean, if you're a narcissist, failing is the worst thing that can possibly happen.
Right, yeah.
Right, we're not.
We're human.
Yeah, you're right. Go back to your question. Failing is probably the most important part of the content, to show people, to humanize what you're trying to. Sure, television is so cool, and it's so, hey, look at this image. This is the coolest car show on the planet, right? You know what I mean? But it's so polished. To put these cars under any type of other type of lights, under your garage, under sun, it's just not going to look as good. So when you look at television, man, it looks so good. They do such a good job. Those editors do, they spend so much time in the editing room making sure that to make us look good. Yeah. We don't look that good. These cars probably don't look that good, right? But they. So I think to take some of the polish, to throw a little dirt on it, that's the attraction.
What we do is. All of us, no matter what you do, we constantly overcome failures. If you're building a car or a house or whatever, you might be building a show like this. There's problems and you overcome them. And every build that we did was a failure until we overcame all these little tiny failures, and then it finally worked.
Farm Truck, and that's what I love about watching you guys on TV for as long as I have, and still watching you guys, is the realism. You guys were just two dudes that are on TV, and what you see is kind of what you get. And that's what I personally love about you guys, and what you give to society. So thank you for that.
For saying that.
Yeah, absolutely. When you guys are putting content out there, where do you get your ideas from?
I have to give credit to Farm Truck lets me pick the wheels and the steering wheel.
Yeah, they come out of both of our heads, and there's a lot of planning behind the scenes, what we should do, and I always want to include everyone on the team. No matter who they are and what they do. They could be cleaning up and sweeping the floor.
Yeah.
I still want their opinion and I want their ideas, because that is the secret to our success. Our film crew, you know, there's PAs on there that are just supposed to get drinks and carry stuff. But we talk to them. We want to know what their opinions are because everyone has helped us be successful, and we want to include everyone.
Did you guys ever think that this would get as big as it is today? Like when you're looking back now, and you're sitting there in your hotel room or you know, at your house, and say, "Wow, this thing has gotten huge."
Is it big?
We don't pay attention.
Is it?
We don't.
I didn't know.
So truly, you know, every day we try to wake up. We attempt to wake up starting fresh. We don't wake up saying, okay, we did a lot of things. We should be proud of ourselves.
Yeah.
We don't. We start over every single day. We attempt this. This is a practice. We try to make a habit of just we've done nothing today.
Yeah. No.
So today's all we got. Yesterday doesn't exist anymore.
Yes.
Tomorrow hasn't happened yet. So today's all we got. We're normal today, right?
Well, just watching you guys yesterday walk the floor, I was watching people come up and you guys, you know, talked to everybody. You shook everybody's hand that walked up to you. You were taking pictures and stuff like that. And that's what I'm talking about. The two guys sitting here is exactly what you see on TV. And that's why I'm proud to sit up here with you guys and talk about content. You know what I mean? With just 1 minute left. What's one thing, just one thing that you've taken away with social media that you're like, we have to do this every day?
You can't do it by yourself. You can't do it by yourself. You have to have, Farm Truck said, you have to include.
Look at that camera right there and tell them one more time, Asian.
You can't do it by yourself. You're nobody without somebody holding a camera for you. You can selfie cam it all you want. You can, but look, you gotta have ownership of what you got. You gotta be able to do what you do and do it well. It's not, they say, oh, it's not what you know, it's who you know. That's a lie. It's what you know. Right. It truly is what you know. Who you know. You can know the president of every company out here, but if you don't know how to do anything, he's not gonna give you a job.
Exactly.
So to me, that's the most important. It is telling people what you know.
Do you guys have any last closing remarks? Maybe something I didn't bring up that you want to talk about? The floor is yours.
I think we're good, man. It's been an honor being up here.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys
You
for
asked
coming
a
on.
lot of good questions.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Well, hey, everybody. I'm Johnny D. Again, this is Farm Truck and Asian. Put your hands together.
That's expensive.